Hello Rail Splitters, welcome to this episode of Splitterview. In this show, Chris shows us a new car, Sabrina tells us about one of our favorite teachers, and Andrew takes us behind the scenes of the NHS Benefit Concert. Let's get started. If you have taken physics or are in NHS, you might know who this person is. Sabrina tells us a little bit more about one of Lincoln's favorite teachers.
My name is John Porter. I am this week's teacher feature.
We asked Mr. Porter who or what influenced him to become a teacher. Here's what he had to say.
I had a great teacher in high school that I felt made it interesting and fascinating, so I always enjoyed it. I taught when I was in graduate school, and I've taught colleges, but what I really wanted to do was teach high school. So eventually I managed to do what I really enjoyed. Kind of funny, when I was setting up a internet account or internet provider at the house I'm living in, they asked me for one of the security questions, what's your dream job? I told them, they said, no, not what's your current job, what's your dream job? And I said, well, it is. So pretty much always wanted to be a teacher. It's always been fun. Rock star was out of the question.
During the interview, we decided to ask Mr. Porter why he chose physics.
Physics is kind of like math with lots of toys. Don't get me wrong, math's a lot of fun too, but having lots of toys makes it a little bit more hands-on and enjoyable, and what kid doesn't like toys?
While we were on the topic of kids, we decided to ask Porter about his very own.
I have two amazing kids. One's 13, one's 15, and they pretty much take up a lot of time. I make sure we play lots. I help them kill zombies, and of course I'm not very good at it anymore. They're much better than me.
We also asked Mr. Porter if he had anything else that has a special place in his heart.
My motorcycle. It's a 1972 Harley. I've had it for over 20 years now, and gosh, it's coming on a quarter of a century I've owned that beast. It's very loud, needs a little bit of tender loving care, but it's fun.
Besides his motorcycle, Mr. Porter has other passions, such as playing guitar. He showcased his talent at the Benefit Concert that was put together by NHS, an after-school club that he helps run.
That was a program it's been here for, I think, since the 50s with Lincoln. And when I was the physics teacher, the previous physics teacher had been one of the National Honor Society advisors, and someone else tried it. They didn't want to do it, and they said, would you like to? I said, sure. The students actually asked me, so I couldn't say no. Usually the way it ends up. Is it rolling? Make sure you get not just my torso, because then you'll think it's LL Cool J.
Mr. Porter seems like a great teacher. Who wouldn't want a dream job where you work with toys? On May 8th, NHS is having a blood drive. If you're interested, contact Sydney Gable, Paige Czachorski, or Mr. Porter to see if you meet the qualifications and to sign up for a time. Time for another segment of Your First Car. Here's Chris Brower in yet another red car.
Hello and welcome to the second segment of Your First Car, where today we look at something a bit more muscular. Welcome to the 2015 Ford Mustang EcoBoost. First year they've done this actually since 1986 with the SVO. This has the 6-speed select shift automatic transmission, which is actually pretty good. I mean, I don't like most automatics, but this thing shifts pretty fast.
Now, if I were to get the Mustang, I would get the 6-speed manual gearbox. That allows for quicker acceleration and a much more fun driving experience. But if you are new to driving, this 6-speed automatic is not too shabby.
One thing I really liked about the Mustang is how much fuel it saved. You can get up to 31 miles per gallon on the highway with this in a Mustang, and I think that's fantastic, especially since it does 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. 5-ish seconds, around 5 seconds. But regardless, I still think that's pretty amazing.
Now, the Mustang has 4 seats, which means you can get 4 people in it, you think?
But I know what you're thinking. Can you fit an average-sized high schooler in the back of the Mustang? Well, we're about to find out. Cue Audrey. After we tested the back seat, I decided to go out and see how the Mustang's ride was. You just get this feeling that every single part of the car is working to make sure that your driving experience is exactly how it should be. Everything's very stiff, nothing's loose, nothing feels like it's gonna come off. I don't feel like a wheel's gonna come off. I feel like I'm glued to the road. And that's a really good feeling. So now we've come to the part of the show where I have to tell you if this is a good first car. As a car itself, yes, it's fantastic, it's fast, it's awesome to look at, it's crazy to drive, but for a 16-year-old, I'm not sure it's what you're looking for. Maybe a used Mustang, but this one, I'm not so sure. And I'd also like to give a big thanks to Gene Butman Ford once again, because we couldn't do this segment without them. Thanks. Keep trying to shift both hands on the wheel, Chris.
It was extremely hard to fit in the back of that car. If you would like to have your car featured on a show in the future, send us a message on Twitter. We wrap up this show with the Ozone Benefit Concert. For those of you who don't know, the Ozone Benefit Concert was a benefit where a few local bands played to raise money. Here's Andrew with more.
Local talents within and around the Lincoln community hit the stage to perform in the Ozone Benefit Concert. While this gives the artists a platform to showcase their talents, it also gives to an even greater cause.
We like to do a benefit concert with the National Honor Society. It gives us a chance to have people come out, get a lot of kids to play that we don't normally hear, and all the proceeds go towards a local place called the Ozone House, which is a really great resource for at-risk youth.
The Ozone House is a community-based, nonprofit agency that helps young people lead safe, healthy, and productive lives through extensive intervention and prevention services.
So I know National Honor Society has been doing these benefit concerts for the Ozone House for a few years now. I actually participated back in 2012, but yeah, they just help out raising money for the Ozone House in Ann Arbor, and it really seems to be an event that really brings a lot of people together.
As Mr. Trim said, it really does bring many people together. And as Zayla Watts and Mr. Porter will tell you, there was quite a bit to look forward to.
Tonight at the benefit concert, I will be singing, and
We also have some really amazing vocalists and keyboard players.
we have bands performing.
A wide range of talent and different styles. That's kind of half the fun. You never know what you're going to get on a night like this.
For Split of You, I'm Andrew Hamilton. Back to you.
Seems like a great concert, and what a great cause. Remember, Ozone is there to help. If you or a friend ever need help, contact the crisis line. Well, that's all the time we have. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Audrey Czachorski. Have a great day, Splitters.